Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me today for this timeless pick a card tarot reading. Whenever you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it. Today, we're getting a message from your higher self on what is next for you, what you may need to let go of, and what it's making space for. And to do that, you're going to choose from one of these crystals or cards that I'm about to reveal. For reading number 1, we have the Desert Rose. And for reading number 2, Moss Agate. For reading number 3, Calligraphy Stone. If you want to choose only by the crystals and you haven't made up your mind, then you may want to pause the video now. For reading number 1, Otter, which is card number 8. For reading number 2, Buffalo, which is card number 19. And for reading number 3, Possum, which is card number 23. Let your intuition be your guide. Whichever stone or animal card you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, you're always welcome to listen to 2 or even all 3 of the readings, as there may be additional guidance for you there. You'll find a link to all the readings in the description box below, as well as a list of all the cards that I use. If I have a link where you can find those cards, I include that as well. Enjoy your readings. Hello, reading number 1. You chose the Desert Rose, which opens and aligns with our crown chakra, facilitating communication with spirit guides and angelic energies. It's also grounding and protective. It offers grounding energy that shields you from negativity, promotes stability in emotional times. It helps release old patterns, emotional wounds, and attachments that no longer serve. It encourages manifestation of intentions, as its layered structure symbolizes progress and growth. All right, and the card that you chose is Otter. Otter is, this creature is playful, it's curious, it lives in the land, on the earth, but it is always near water, both feminine energies. So it's a very strong feminine energy. It does not matter if you're a man or a woman. We have both male and female energy, yin and yang. So we're going to see, as we pull more cards, what the otter has to say about your message, what your higher self is trying to convey at this time. All right, let's get some oracle cards and see what other information we can get. What does reading number 1's higher self want them to know about what's next? What is next for reading number 1? What is reading number 1 letting go of in order to make space for something? And what are they making space for? All right. Healing. And I know I've drawn this card before, but what they're showing me is how this cat is cutting off the head of this snake. Selkies. What's on her head is a scorpion tail. She's associated with the scorpion, and in that there's a message of life and death. death and rebirth. There's also a message of poison and how, you know, for example, a snake bite can be poisonous, but it's also the venom that can create the antidote. There's something in your life, we all have, it's like the yin and yang that I mentioned. There's two sides to every coin. Every attribute that we have can be used for good or bad. It can work for our highest good, or it can be our detriment for ourselves, for others. And so there's this message of taming that poison, controlling that poison so that it's a medicine, it's healing rather than hurting. Let's get some more information if we see if we can find out more about what this poison is. We all have this within us. This isn't just that you have a poison. Everybody has this poison or this shadow side or this venomous side, right, to us. And it's not, nothing is 100% good or bad, light or dark. There's many shades. So it's learning how to navigate that. All right. What message does reading number one's higher self have for them about what's next? What are they letting go of, and what are they making space for? Spellsheimer. All right, very interesting, because this is the place of fire, and drawing this card means that you are on fire. It's creation and destruction. So here we have death and rebirth. Here we have creation and destruction. So fire can be used to warm, to cook, to create, to harden pottery, but it can also burn things down. So there's a perfect example of that, two sides of the same coin, and being able to temper this. Drawing this card means that you are on fire, that you have this creative spark, and it's, you know, they're showing me like somebody with a real fire, and the fire getting out of control to spread to the trees, for example. So you want to make sure that in your passion to pursue whatever you're pursuing, whatever you're creating, that you don't burn others in the process. Let's get some other cards and see if we can find out what tempering this, learning to tame your passion, what that will make space for. Yes, so, you know, we have the otter, which is the feminine energy, and feminine energy is very creative. So it's almost like too much creation. There's some things that we don't want to grow, is what they're saying. All right. What does reading number one's higher self want them to know about what's next? What are they making space for? What are they letting go of? Too much, right? What is reading number one meant to let go of at this time, and what are they making space for? Okay, vitality, fig, abundance. And look, here's another snake, which snakes shed their skin. So it's like there's something being burned off. There's a skin being cast off It's back to that death and rebirth. This is a new phase in your life. They're telling me you're going to begin to see things with fresh eyes. You're going to be looking at things in a different way. It's like this new you that's emerging, this new chapter is giving you a fresh set of eyes, a new perspective, so that things that you are in your environment, people, places, situations, you're seeing them in a whole new light because you have different eyes, you have a different vision. How interesting. All right, let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can find out. What message does reading number 1's higher self have for them at this time? All right, we have 8 of Arrows. Apprentice of Arrows. 2 of Arrows. And Judgment. Okay. Notice that this symbol here is facing down. This is a female symbol. And I mentioned how otter is feminine energy. So again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, we have both male and female energy. It could be that you have all of these wonderful, great ideas, but perhaps they're overwhelming you like a forest fire, this creative energy. All of these ideas are overflowing and you're not focused on one. But I do see with the Desert Rose that's changing. And with both of these, you're healing something, you're letting go of something that's scattering you, that's blocking you. There's like I want to say like an imbalance in the sacral chakra, which is the place that we create from. It's that womb, that creative womb. Again, it doesn't matter if you're man or woman. It could be that you may notice that you have trouble receiving compliments. Even if you say thank you, you feel a little uncomfortable or embarrassed if somebody compliments you, or if somebody tries to hug you or give you something. There's this discomfort. There's this imbalance with the male and female energy that's blocking your ability to receive. And so this is what you're shedding. This is what you're cutting. This is what you're releasing. You're shedding that block. And like I said, you're being born anew. You're going to see with new eyes through your crown chakra. There's something happening with the crown chakra that's allowing you to realize and see that the flow of energy is between you and source, between you and others. And it's just going to be this flow. It's like something's popping or bursting and there's like this release. And the other reason I say that there's a lot of ideas is because arrows in this suit, and you have 3 out of the 4 cards are arrows, are like swords. And so arrows, swords, these are thoughts, these are ideas. So there's a message to commit to one idea and stick with it. And the apprentice of arrows is stand by your words, but it's not just stand by your words. It's also don't tell anyone what your idea is, what you plan to do, because that's part of, I feel like that's the thing that needs to be cut. Like we see the head being cut there. When you tell someone your idea, it's their energy attaches to the birth of that idea, and it kind of like stops it or slows it down. So just, if you want to, maybe write your ideas down, but put action into your ideas and let them see the evidence of it before you share anything. If you share anything before you even put any action into it, it's going to be harder for it to materialize and be anchored into the 3D. And the 2 of arrows is, we see how she's aiming, right? It's aim high. So if you have a bunch of ideas, write them down. And when I say aim high, I don't mean to choose the hardest one. I mean, choose the one that aligns most with your crown chakra. You know, the crown chakra is opening, and this is part of how you're seeing things in a different way. This is going to help you to discern things and know which thing to focus on. And I love here that we see this person standing high, right? And they're standing up in a place where they can see all of the land, but they're also standing on the crown chakra of this face. Can you see that? So the head here, and then we see the little person up here where the crown chakra is. And they're looking at a buffalo. There's some word there. It's so tiny. I'm going to turn the camera off and look. Okay, no, I was wrong. It's not them speaking it. It's just the top of the mountains or hills back here. It's interesting that there's a buffalo here. So if you were drawn to reading number 2, perhaps there's a message for you there. I don't know. I haven't done that reading yet, but we see a buffalo here. We see this person in the crown chakra looking at the buffalo. This is actually bringing you the sight. So for some of you, you've already begun to do this. You've already begun to tame your fire, control your creativity, temper your energies. You've already cast off that skin. You've already been reborn. And now you're actually at this stage of discernment where with your new eyes, you see things in a different way. So there may be some activities, habits, people, situations that you used to be attracted to that you're no longer attracted to because you see everything with your new, fresh eyes in a new way. Wow. So what you are making space for is this whole new vision. This is what's next in your life, is this new sight, you seeing things in a different way, which is giving you the discernment to know what aligns with your highest and best good. Your crown chakra is really opening, and you have a clearer vision, a clearer connection to spirit, to your spirit guides, to the angelic realm, and you're going to be able to focus on that. You're not going to be easily distracted or persuaded to pursue things that aren't of your highest and best good. Wow. Reading at number 1, love your message. If it resonated, please let me know. Put something in the comments where you are on your journey. I love to read your comments, and if you haven't yet and you liked this video, please consider subscribing. This will let you know when another video is uploaded. And as always, I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. You chose Moss Agate, which embodies growth, abundance, and a connection to earth. It symbolizes prosperity, both spiritually and materially. It encourages new opportunities in life, enhances your bond with nature, promoting balance and harmony with the earth's energy. It works with the heart chakra to heal emotional wounds, foster forgiveness, and encourage self-love. It helps to maintain stability during emotional upheavals or life changes. It grounds spiritual energy into practical action, making it ideal for those working on long-term goals. And the card that you chose, Buffalo, is also about abundance, prosperity, spirituality, prayer. It foretells of a time of abundance and stability. And it also speaks of the magical flow of spirit, of source. There's a message of either you connecting with source and asking for help and receiving that help, or source working through you to be the answer for somebody else, or perhaps both. Let's get some cards and get some more information. What does reading number 2's higher self want them to know at this time about what's coming next for them? What is coming next for reading number 2? What are they letting go of, and what is it making space for? I'm hearing already that it's making space for abundance, something that you're letting go of. Enlightenment. Ra, the sun. The continuous blessing, yes. Your third eye is being activated, opened. Raw enlightening is illuminating a path for you to take decisive action in, to heal yourself, to manifest things, to grow things, to nurture things in your life. This is a card about not waiting for something to happen, but to act. They're showing me the movie with Drew Barrymore. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie. I can see the picture of it. It's kind of like a Cinderella story. Ever After. Yes, so Ever After, in that Cinderella story, in that version of that story, rather than a prince coming to save her, she saves herself. It's about being empowered to make positive changes in your life. And what I see is, with Ra enlightening, this is light, this is healing, warmth, vitality, clarity, courage, truth, healing, you gaining inner harmony. and you releasing any kind of subconscious fears, any avoidance, deception that's self-imposed, coping mechanisms that are holding you back. Yeah. All right, let's get some more cards and see what else we can find out. Reading number 2. This feels really positive and powerful already with Buffalo and Ra, and you hear the bell going off to confirm that. I love it when that happens. When spirit, your higher self, your spirit guides confirm the messages with perfect timing. Yeah, this is a new beginning for you. Asgard is the place where the gods dwell. So we have Ra, a god, Asgard, the home of gods. Your third eye opening, Buffalo, prayer, abundance. What I'm hearing is that Spirit is working through you to not only help you, but to help others. You're being called upon. You may already have felt or sensed this calling, this higher purpose. Let's get some more cards and see if we can find out more about this higher purpose, this calling. This feels really powerful, very special. And it's not just about you helping others, you being an instrument to help others, although I believe that you will. This is also about a golden age for you, abundance, a period of prosperity, stability, and abundance. What message does reading number 2's higher self have for them at this time? What message does reading number 2's higher self have for them? Okay. Grounding, potato. Spiritual grounding. Yeah, so are you, with the third eye open and then grounding with this in between, you're drawing in something from the higher realms, something spiritual that you can see. Perhaps you've already done a lot of work healing yourself, which is giving you an understanding, but also they're showing me the rainbow bridge that connects the human world to Asgard. And it's like I can see this rainbow bridge between you and the higher realms, and you're drawing down, I'm hearing codes, you're getting these downloads, whether you're writing them or singing them or drawing them, painting them, sewing them. Somehow you are grounding, anchoring these codes into the earth, into the physical realm to assist others in their evolution. And I see that it's also going to benefit you in some tangible way. It's going to provide for you in a tangible way. Wow. Love that, reading number 2. All right, let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can find out. Just reading number 2's higher self want to tell to them at this time about what's next for them. Abundance. I keep hearing abundance and prosperity, stability is next. It's like you're crossing a bridge to another world. Dancer, the world. Look at that. On top of the world. Yeah. You're helping others, but you're also living a good life, a blessed life. You're receiving blessings. There's like this direct connection and ability to perceive that connection between you and source, that flow. What does reading number 2's higher self want them to know about what's next? I'm also hearing holistic. All right. 8 of Bowls. Ace of Pipes. And Discernment, which came out in the same place in reading number 1. If you happen to be drawn to reading number 1, perhaps there is a message for you there. But definitely we see this higher calling already. This higher purpose, yeah. You know, so in the context of the buffalo and this reading, seeing this person appear with this buffalo, and buffalo being connected to prayer, I see many of you as a channel. Like I said, you're receiving codes, downloads, and you're anchoring that, grounding that into the 3D. But perhaps other people are coming to you and asking you to petition on their behalf, to pray for them. And you're meant to take this seriously. What you are embracing now, what's next for you, is this more spiritual life. But you're seeing it holistically, how it's in everything. Even the 8 of Bowls is doing everything with the guidance of the divine. The divine acting through you. You no longer are separating or compartmentalizing your life. Everything is integrated, and you have spirit flowing through you, divinity guiding you in all areas of your life and blessing all areas of your life. And with the Ace of Pipes, you're opening up to all of these possibilities. Pipes is the suit of wands in this deck, and wands are spirituality. There's spirituality all over your reading. What are you doing reading number 2? Definitely a higher calling. Definitely what's next for you is you being called upon by spirit, by people around you, to be this channel. You're channeling, and I see it going both ways. People coming to you and asking you to pray for them, to help them. Maybe you channel energy in other ways, with your hands or some other way, with your words. We see here a pipe, a flute. I was going to say panpipes, right? A flute, so perhaps music. Wow, reading number 2, definitely some special spiritual path, a direct connection to source, to spirit, and anchoring and grounding that into the 3D for the benefit of you and others. You achieving something major with this World card, which is the last of the major arcana. You adopting, really, it's like this philosophy, and I feel there's like no effort or very little effort. It's just like, yeah, if you do read if you do listen to reading number 1, it's like some old self has been cast off, you let go, and this is the next phase, and now you're living this very spiritual life, but you see spirituality in a different way, and it's just integrated into everything that you do. You're receiving blessings, you're helping others to receive blessings, and you really feel your spiritual family. You feel the connection of a spiritual family, of being part of something bigger than you, but being an integral part, being instrumental in helping. So beautiful. Reading number 2. Please let me know if this resonates, and if it did, leave a comment. I love reading your comments, and if you haven't already and you feel called to subscribe to this channel, I would love to have you be part of this spiritual family and community if you aren't already, and this way you'll also know when more videos are uploaded. And as always, I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the calligraphy stone. I just want to show you the really interesting patterns on here. This stone is often associated with grounding and spiritual insight. It can aid in exploring past lives and ancestral wisdom, helping to uncover karmic patterns, spiritual lessons. It's connected to the root chakra, so it helps to ground your energy and foster a sense of stability and balance. It encourages creativity and self-expression, particularly for those who work with words, writing, storytelling. It provides calmness, strength during challenging situations, helping to overcome fear or hesitation, promoting inner peace and bringing clarity, assisting in connecting with your spiritual path and divine purpose. Let me know if you saw anything in here. The little markings are so interesting. All right, and the card that you chose, possum. If you aren't familiar with the possum, it is a marsupial, and its greatest strategy when faced with a conflict is to play dead. Now, it has very long, sharp claws and really big, sharp teeth, so it can fight, and sometimes it will, but I guess it's like, why do that when it could just rest, lay down and rest, or play dead, and usually the other animal will leave them alone, turn its back, and then the possum will run away. So it conserves energy. It doesn't have to risk its own health by fighting. So there's a message of, maybe you already use this strategy. Like if somebody insults you and you just act like it doesn't bother you, even if it does. Not giving them that benefit. Many times people will say things or do things to get a rise out of others. So if you don't rise to that occasion, then it steals their thunder and they usually won't come back for that. There's also a message of, it's interesting because there's a connection between the calligraphy stone and the possum, because there's this message of the narrative that you tell yourself and what role you play and what others play, and feeling like you have to explain. For example, if somebody asks you to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, feeling that you have to justify it or explain it to them, give them a whole story, when in reality, you conserve your energy like the possum and just say, that's not for me, no explanation needed. Yeah. All right, let's get some more information and see what else we can uncover about this message that your higher self wants to reveal to you at this time about what's next, what's coming up next for you, what you're going to be letting go of, and what that is making space for in your life at this time. What message does reading number 3's higher self have for them about what they're letting go of, what it's making space for, and any other guidance? What's next in their life? All right, here we go. Death and rebirth. Interesting that we have the possum plain dead, and here we have Osiris, death and rebirth. So I feel like it has to do with this possum card and not really being dead, just pretending. Let's get some more cards and see what else we can find out. What message does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time about what they're letting go of? Baldur. The son of Odin and Frigg, very handsome, a big warm heart, such a beautiful inner light, not just an exterior beauty, handsome, but also that heart, that warm heart, so beautiful that he glowed. And so the message of this card is about letting that light shine, you know, and this calligraphy stone is connected to the root chakra. It's connected to the root chakra, but I'm getting something about your heart chakra. Both your heart chakra and your root chakra. So there's a pattern of maybe a kind of like a fear. Like if the possum gets scared, it pretends that it's dead. And maybe sometimes if you get scared, you start to over-explain. It's just this, it's just that. I'm not good at this, or I've never been able to do that. And you're repeating these words, and it's like a spell that you're further ingraining this reality, this belief, by repeating this story to yourself and to others. And I see that coming to an end with death and rebirth, and then Baldur. And I see you becoming more empowered and more powerful, and you beginning to tell a new story. And maybe this new story isn't even with words, but with action and presence, with letting that inner light shine. Wow. All right, let's get some more cards. Reading number 3. This feels so beautiful and heartwarming. All right, what else does reading number 3's higher self want them to know at this time? What is letting go of this false narrative? What is that making space for? What other guidance do you have for reading number 3? Hope. daffodil. And look at the yellow. This card is about having hope in situations, having hope and faith restored in life, in yourself, in others, in relationships. So again, you're going to begin to tell a different story, and it's like, even if you don't speak it, first of all, you're going to stop with any kind of negative self-talk. Like, I can't do that because I'm not good at this, or I don't have this diploma, degree, certificate, or training, or experience. Whatever it is, you're going to stop saying that, and there's just going to be this whole transformation. There's this death of the old you who believed these false things, that you couldn't do something or that you weren't worthy of something, whether it's love or money. And what that's making space for is this optimism, this hope, and your faith restored through tangible evidence. All right, let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can find out. Reading number 3. This feels so sweet and so heartwarming. What other messages does reading number 3's higher self have for them at this time? What's next for them in this life? What's next for them? Ace of Arrows. A new way to communicate, a new way to think, new thoughts, new thought patterns. Okay. Totem of Stones. Snake the Crawlers. Apprentice of Arrows. And Two of Pipes. The Ace of Arrows is also having that belief that you can do something. It's an ace, so this is a gift from Source, Spirit, the universe. It's the beginning of something. You're beginning to bring things into alignment. Look at how that arrow is straight up. It's bringing your values into alignment with what you do, what you say, what you experience. The Totem of Stones. Stones in this deck are like pentacles, and the totem is like a knight. So this is somebody that's very earth-minded. And, you know, snakes live in the ground. We see the roots of this plant. And we have the root chakra here with the calligraphy stone. So what this tells me is you're going to feel very grounded. This is what you're making space for. By not justifying or apologizing to people for you believing that you have these shortcomings, or not being able to do something, or not being worthy of something, whatever it is, that whatever that story is that's not true that you may be saying, by you not speaking those words anymore, you're going to become stronger, more grounded. You're going to have a better foundation, more practical, more down to earth. And in fact, you know, the Knight of Pentacles, or the Totem of Stones, is a person that is very earth conscious. This is somebody that recycles, somebody that thinks about how what they do affects the planet. They take their actions into account, not just how it affects them, but they think of beyond them, of the planet, of Mother Earth. The Apprentice of Arrows means to stand by your words. And in this case, the message is that your words are spells. Your words are creating your reality. You're going to live what you speak. So if there's something that you don't want to experience, then do not speak it. Instead, just be like the possum in that case and just kind of, with your words, play dead as far as not speaking things that you don't want to experience. And when you do that, when your hope is restored, when you're letting your light shine out, when you stop speaking these things, you're going to glow, your hope, your faith is going to be renewed. You're going to have more balance, you're going to be more grounded, and you're going to know when to act, when to go into action. Instead of, maybe sometimes you are paralyzed with fear, like the possum playing dead, you're not going to be as fearful. You're not going to, it's something that you're saying that is, it's like a magic spell that keeps you bound in fear. And as soon as you eliminate that from what you're saying, whether it's to yourself in your mind or to others out loud, you're going to release that paralysis. I'm hearing analysis paralysis. You're going to release that, and you're going to have the will to act, and you're going to know when to act. Yeah, because you're going to be so strong and grounded and confident. Look at all the yellow we see here. That's your solar plexus. Yeah, so I really see this, all of your chakras lining up, you being grounded with this foundation and you knowing when to act. Reading number 3, wow, this is, again, this feels so sweet and heartfelt, but also very powerful. Please let me know what you saw, what you heard. If this message resonated, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't, consider subscribing to the channel so that way you know when the next video is uploaded. And as always, I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.